Hello, everyone. Let me put on my headphones. Hello. Happy Thursday. We're almost at the end of the week, and I'm excited for the weekend, even though sometimes it all blends together. Still excited for the weekend. We'll get started in a few minutes. My name is Carissa, if you don't know of me. And today we're going to be doing a similar flow as what we did last week if you were in my class then. We focused a lot on opening your hips, working on your lower body, throwing in some core in there, and then playing with a fun arm balance. So we'll be doing some kind of different variations on some poses and keeping an open-minded that and seeing how that changes your practice a little bit and how that activates different things in your body. So for class, if you would like to use any props, anything that resembles a sort of block or a prop in any sort of way, you're welcome to grab them. The only thing that I will talk to at the end of class is maybe using some sort of cushion. So if you have like a pillow, it could be the pillow that you use to sleep or a couch pillow. It might be helpful for at the end of class, but not necessary. So I'll bring that up at the end and you can go grab one if you want. So again, pillow if you would like, not a huge deal if not. Otherwise, grab whatever you need. Water, I always like to have a cup of tea next to me. And then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so let's get started right away. If there's any issues with sound, you can let me know by commenting if you're watching on YouTube. Otherwise, I hope it works. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started in a seat. So make your way to a comfortable seat. Anything that feels nice and supported to start out. So you can sit cross-legged. You can sit with your knees together, back on your heels. Maybe your legs out in front of you. Just find a comfortable place where you can just start to get settled in. And as you're rooting down in your seat, maybe you start to close your eyes. And just give yourself a moment to settle onto your space, onto your mat, into your body today. Starting to notice the quality of your breath. Allowing yourself to soften into your inhales and your exhales. Maybe as you inhale, you start to notice what's going on in your mind and in your body today, just starting to acknowledge. Every exhale, allow yourself to soften. Every inhale, you acknowledge. Every exhale, you start to soften, you start to accept. We'll start to deepen your breath together. On your next inhale, take a full breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, side out. Nice, take another full breath in. Take your time as you inhale all the way to the top. Open mouth, exhale, breathe out. Got one more full breath in. And a full breath out, release your day. Nice, seal your lips. And then continue your inhales and your exhales through your nose. Take your time to let every inhale become a little fuller. Every exhale a little more powerful. So you can feel your breath start to deepen. And as you feel your breath deepen, maybe you start to notice a rhythm. Let this rhythmic breathing be your pace for your practice. So whether you're holding a pose, whether you're moving around on your space, work to maintain the same control, the same rhythm in your breath the entire time. So think of your breath as your focus, your anchor points to keep you rooted onto your space. Use that to help you find a little bit more power, a little bit more motivation throughout your time on your mat. And just like for any class, Whether you're taking a home practice, or even when we meet back in the studios, always remember that this is your practice. So there's never anything that you have to do. If there's something that your body would rather be doing, always go there. And the nice thing about having a home practice is it really gives us the opportunity to find out what works for us, figure out the variations, and different ways that we can make the postures fit our body rather than the other way around. This is your time to really customize your practice, make it your own. Full breath in. Exhale, let it go. All right, if you're ready to move on your space, just open your eyes. Extend your right leg out long by your side, and then bend your left foot in so your legs are like a check mark. We're just going to move into a little side bend, a revolved jhana shirshasana, and we'll start with your breath first. So just release your fingers down by your side. It can be lightly on your leg or on the ground. On your inhale, lift your left arm high. Exhale, find a side bend. On your inhale, slide back up. Exhale, side bend. Good. With your breath, inhale, slide back up. Exhale, side bend. Last one, and we hold. Inhale, slide back up. Exhale, side bend, and then we hold this time. Good. Breathe into that space in your left side body. Maybe use your palm on the ground next to you to help rotate your chest open. Even think about pulling your shoulder back to open up. And if this feels uncomfortable in your arm, you can always bring your palm to the nape of your neck and think about lifting your elbow up. You might feel more of a stretch in the space right under your arm. On your next inhale, rise back up. And then release, and we'll do the other side. So just extend your left leg out long. Just switch out your legs. Bend your right foot in. And then release your left fingers down by your sides or lightly on your leg. On your inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, side bend, just for your exhale. Inhale brings you back up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale to rise. Exhale to ease in. One more, and we hold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, side bend, and we hold this time. And so we're taking our time to ease into the posture. Maybe noticing how you can use your breath to lean into this sensation, even if it's something that you're normally really familiar with. You can use your fingers on the ground to help traction your chest open. Think of rotating your chest up towards the ceiling. And then maybe you bend your elbow, bring your palm to the nape of your neck, and then lift up and over through your elbow. And notice the different sensation that a little adjustment gives you. All right, on your next inhale, rise back up. Release. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open wide like a butterfly. So we'll do this two different variations. For the first one, inch your feet a little bit further away from you so that your legs make a diamond shape when you look down. When your legs are further away from you, it'll get into your outer hips. So that's what we'll work into first. Make sure that you're sitting on your sit bones. On your breath in, lengthen your chest up. On your exhale, slowly inch your chest forward. Pause on your inhale. On your exhale, start to lean in a little bit more. So that's how we use our breath. Every inhale, you pause, you acknowledge. Every exhale, you ease in. Taking your time to build in. Maybe noticing anything you might be carrying onto your space. You can use your breath out to release. On your next inhale, rise back up to a seat. Keep your feet together, but this time bring your feet a little bit closer towards your body, just as close as is comfortable. So if your legs start to strain and lift, maybe just inch your feet a little bit further away so you can comfortably relax. This time we'll get into your inner thighs with a stretch. Breath in to lengthen up. On your exhale, start to walk your hands forward. On your inhale, you pause. Exhale, you start to lengthen in. Remember that there's no rush when it comes to your practice, when it comes to your space. And sometimes it can be a challenge to slow down. What does it feel like to just sit with your body, to sit with this posture and your breath? On your next inhale, walk your hands back up. Close your knees together. You can even windshield wiper your knees once or twice if that feels nice. And then we'll just meet in a tabletop whenever you're ready. So make your way to a tabletop. Just come onto all fours. Move into cat and cows. On your next inhale, cow pose. Let your belly sink down. Gaze forward. Pause for a moment to traction your palms towards your body. Open your chest more. One more inhale. Exhale, cat. Round into your spine. Pull your belly in. This time, press the mat away from you. And then maybe tuck your chin into your chest to round even more. Inhale, cow pose. Let your belly sink down. Open your collarbones forward. Exhale, cat. Round into your spine. Pull your belly in. Continue moving through a few more on your own. Moving with your inhales and your exhales, just going at your own pace. Maybe pausing in any areas that feel nice, or maybe you start to add in something extra. Allowing yourself to explore on your mats, explore some different sensations. Really leaning into whatever your body is calling for. Getting out any wiggles or any kinks from the week. And then come to a still tabletop, back at center. All right, on your next inhale, extend your right leg back, but keep your toes on the ground. And start to rock forward and back on your toes. You're starting to stretch out the back of that leg. Maybe you feel that nice stretch as you inch your heel closer towards the ground behind you. Maybe do some pulsing movements to stretch out a little bit more. All right, bring your shoulders back over your wrist. Keep your leg straight out. And this time, walk your foot all the way over to your right side and then plant your heel down onto the ground. Plant the pinky edge of that foot down. On your inhale, walk your palms forward. Exhale, sit your hips back to your heels for an extended child's pose. And for this variation, your hips can hover, your chest can hover from the ground, or you can sink your heels or your hips all the way back and your forehead to the ground. Wherever you feel that opening in your inner thigh, that's where you go, that's where you hold. Maybe let your forehead bow. You can even use your breath and start to sit back on your exhales, taking your variation, whatever feels right for you. All right, on your next inhale, bring your shoulders back over your wrist. Keep your leg where it is. Press your palms on the ground so that your chest lifts a little bit more. Feel that engagement in your core. All right, breath in. On your exhale, bring your knee to your elbow. So squeeze your knee up towards your arm. And if you can make a connection, squeeze it into your arm. At the same time, press your arm into your knee. See if you can round in your spine. Notice how your core starts to engage to crunch. All right, breath in. Let your knee hover from the ground. Bring it to your wrist. Exhale to lift. One more of those. Inhale to hover. Exhale to lift. All right, inhale, step your foot back. You can stretch it out. Exhale, tabletop. Bring your knee down. One round of cat and cow to help stretch out your belly. And then come back to a neutral spine. And we'll do the other side. On your next inhale, extend your left leg back. Keep your toes on the ground. Then start to rock forward and back on your toes. Forward and back. Start to stretch out the back of your leg. Maybe pausing in any areas that feel nice. Maybe just noticing the difference between the two sides without holding on to anything. All right, keep your leg extended, but walk your foot all the way over to your left side. Plant your heel on the ground. On your inhale, walk your palms forward. Exhale, sit your hips back towards your heel. And again, you only sink your hips as far back as feels right for you. So maybe your chest hovers. Maybe you slowly sink back with every breath, letting yourself ease into it. Wherever you are, let your head bow forward, breathing into that space in your inner thigh on that left side. And this always brings kind of an intense stretch on that leg. That's where you send your breath. All right, on your next inhale, walk your palms back under your chest. Keep your leg extended. All right, breath in to prepare. Press your palms on the mat, chest up. Exhale, bring your knee to your elbow. Use your core to squeeze it in or to make a connection so that you can press your arm against your leg and your leg into your arm. All right, on your inhale, lower your knee towards your wrist. Inhale to, or exhale to lift it. Inhale to lower and hover. Exhale to lift it, hold. Inhale to extend your leg back. And exhale, tabletop, release your knee down. All right, run around a cat and cow. Stretch out your belly. Maybe you add some other movements in, and then downward facing dog is where we will meet. However you'd like to get there. If you wanted to take a child pose on your way there or do something else, you can do that. Otherwise, once you're in downward facing dog, you can pedal at your feet, bring some little movements in. Sometimes I like to really exaggerate that length in my chest to help stretch up my shoulders. Let yourself experiment with what feels right for you. And then come to a downward facing dog. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Take tiny, tiny steps to the top of your mat. And then once your feet meet your hands, just step your feet about hip width distance apart. Maybe take it even wider. And then let your upper body relax down. Let it hang heavy. Even let go of your head and your neck. You can let your palms fall where they fall. You can grab for opposite elbows and sway. You can interlace your fingers behind your neck and let the weight of your palms drag your head down. Whatever allows your upper body to relax fully, that's where you go. Even keep a soft bend into your knees. Let your arms relax down, tuck your chin into your chest, and on your next inhale, slowly roll up to stand. One vertebrae at a time. Let your head and your shoulders come blast. And then when you make it to the top, shrug your shoulders up to your ears, roll them back and down, and then bring your hands to heart center for Samasthiti. We're just going to take a moment to reconnect to your breath, reconnect to your body. Maybe noticing if you're still carrying anything onto your space. You can use your breath out to soften, to let go. Allow yourself to be fully here. Taking this time for yourself. And really taking the time to check in on what it is that you need from your mat today. And if you're not quite sure yet, maybe you just stay open to whatever comes up on your space. Full breath in and a full breath out. All right, blink open your eyes. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Ground down more through the heels of your feet. So just slightly shift your weight back so that you feel your hips stack over your heels. And then squeeze your heels towards one another so you feel an engagement all the way up through your pelvic floor. Keep reaching your fingers up, breath in. Exhale, forward fold, bring it all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, press your fingers into your thighs or your shins. This time, rock a little bit more weight towards your toes. Hips stay over your heels, lengthen your chest forward, breath in. Exhale, high plank. Plant your hands, step it back. Take your time as you step back so you feel the strength in your arms. All right, hold here, belly in. Inhale. Listen carefully. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your bellies, pull it back. All right, if you were in my class last week, you'll know of this variation. So we're going to do a different variation in our chaturanga today. I'm going to introduce it to you. We'll give it a try. This is how I'll cue chaturanga throughout class. And if you don't like it, if you want to take a regular chaturanga, feel free to do that. So this is a really nice variation that helps work on your arm strength, and it's really nice for prepping for arm balances. That's what I found. So for this variation, start in your downward facing dog. On your inhale, come up onto your toes, bend your knees so that your chest presses towards your thighs. On your exhale, bring your chest forward into your chaturanga. So inhale, lift. Exhale, chaturanga, shift forward, elbows squeeze in. So you'll feel this a lot in your chest. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's try that together. Inhale, bend your knees, lower your chest. Exhale, shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, that's how I'll cue it throughout class, but take the variation that works for you. Maybe be open to trying it out, seeing how it works in your body. All right, with that, we'll start to move with your breath. So let's reset with a full breath in together. Big breath out. All right, seal your lips. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale to the top of your space, nice and light on your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Rise up, arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Bring it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Plant your hands, step it back. Downward facing dog. All right, here it comes. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, chaturanga, shift forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in to reset. Full breath out. All right, with the rhythm of your breath, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Rise up, maybe a back bend at the top if that feels nice. Exhale, forward fold. Bring it all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, here's that variation. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, chaturanga, shift it forward, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Open mouth, exhale, side out. One more of those big breath in. Big breath out. All right, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee to elbow. Squeeze it in. Good. See if you can lift it a little bit higher. Keep your palms strong. Inhale, three-legged dog. Press your leg back. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot in between your hands. Lower your back knee down to the ground. Good. So if your foot is kind of behind your hands, just shift your foot forward so that it's in line with both of your hands. This will make sure that your ankle stays below your knee to help protect your joints. On your inhale, twist, reach your right arm high, plant your left palm on the ground. And you can always stay here, or you can bring your palm to your low back. Sometimes this helps with the rotation to get deeper into the twist. You can also reach your palm behind you. If you're going there, you can add in a quad stretch, maybe bend your back leg, reach back for your toes. Maybe allow yourself to explore which variation feels nice for you. And then work to pull your shoulder back to open your chest. All right, wherever you are, take a breath in to reach your arm high. Exhale, half splits. Palms down, sit your hips back to your heel. Keep your hips actually over your knee, not back onto your heel. So your hips over your knee. And then inch your front heel forward. Flex your toes up towards the ceiling. And notice how that little engagement maybe gets you a little bit deeper into that stretch. And think about pulling your right hip back. Let your left hip rotate forward. And use every inhale to notice. Maybe every exhale to soften in. All right, on your next inhale, walk your hands forward, bend into your front knee. Keep your back knee lowered down. And then toe heel your foot to the outer edge of your mat for a kneeling lizard lunge. So bring your foot over to your right side so your hands are on the inside of your leg. And then maybe play around with scooting that foot forward a little bit more so you can start to get into that space. And then for this variation, try squeezing your elbow into your arm and at the same time press your arm into your leg. So use that opposing action and notice when you do that, you can start to find engagement in your leg and your inner thigh, maybe even in your core. All right. If your back, well, all of our back knees are down. I was about to say if. We're all there. On your inhale, lift your back knee off the ground. Find that lifted lizard lunge. All right, we're going to start to walk your foot back to a high plank. So start to inch your foot back. Maybe you can hover your heel from the ground. Maybe you hover your toes. Inhale, high plank, step your foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your hips, pull it back. All right, that chaturanga variation. Inhale, bend your knees, crouch down. Exhale, chaturanga, shift forward, bend your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in together. Open mouth, exhale. All right, other side. Inhale, left heel high. Exhale, knee to left elbow, squeeze it in. Good, hold here. See if you can lift your knee a little bit higher, belly in. Good, inhale, three-legged dog, press it back. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot through, lower your back knee down. Take your time to get your foot up in line with your hands so you can inch it forward. And then keep your right palm down. Inhale, low lunge twist, left arm high. Good, so again, you can stay here or you can bring your palm to your low back. Maybe this helps open your shoulder a little bit more. You can reach your palm behind you. If you go there, you can move into a quad stretch. So maybe bend your knee, reach your hand towards your foot. And if your foot is kind of far away, you can also just reach towards your foot. You'll still get that stretch in your quad. Wherever you are, inhale to reach your arm high. Exhale, half split. Sit your hips back, straighten into your front leg. Again, keep your hips over your knee rather than sitting back onto your heel. This will actually get you deeper to that stretch in your leg. Flex your foot up towards the ceiling. Think about pulling your left hip back, let your right hip rotate forward. You can use every breath in to lengthen your chest forward. Every exhale to soften in, to lean in. All right, on your inhale, bend your knee, walk your hands forward, kneeling lizard lunge. Toe heel your foot to the outer edge of your mat. Bring your palm on the inside of your leg. Keep your back knee down. And then just hold, stay with your breath. Listen to your inhales and your exhales, finding that rhythm even though you're still. And again, for this variation, rather than sinking really deep into it, where can you find a little bit more engagement? Can you start to press your elbow into your knee at the same time, your arm into your elbow into your knee and your knee into your elbow? And notice when you start to squeeze in, you can feel that engagement in your core, maybe even in your glute. All right, on your inhale, lift your back knee off the ground. Good, hold here, start to inch your foot back. Maybe it hovers for a moment. Inhale, high plank, step your foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips back. Inhale, crouch down, bend your knee. Exhale, chaturanga, shift forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips back. Nice work, full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. One more of those big breaths in. Big breath out. All right, we're adding on. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Good, hold here. On your inhale, let your knee hover towards your wrist. Exhale to lift it up. Inhale to hover. Exhale to lift up. Squeeze in. One more. Inhale to hover. Exhale to lift up. Nice work. Inhale, three-legged dog. Press it back. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot in between your hands. Good. Keep your back knee lifted this time. Inhale, low lunge twist. Lift your right arm high. Good. So it's similar to what we were doing before, except that your back knee is lifted this time. So if you want to take that variation, bring your hand to your low back. Sometimes this feels nicer on your shoulders, and you can help deepen into that twist. Inhale, reach your arm high wherever you are. Exhale, pyramid variation. So keep your back heel lifted, lower your palm down, and straighten into your front leg. So for this variation, your back foot stays exactly where it is. You can bump it in to help with the length, but keep your back heel lifted. And then think about pulling your right hip back. Left hip rotates forward. Feeling that nice stretch in your front leg. Maybe you notice what it feels like now. All right, start to find a bend into your front knee. Maybe your fingers start to hover. Inhale, crescent lunge. Float your arms above your head. Good, take your time to get there. Even if it feels a little wobbly, that's okay. Just find your legs once you're there. Now pull your right hip back once again. Make sure that both hip bones point forward. And then reach your fingers high. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Spiral your back heel down, arms open wide. You can readjust your stance once you're there. Maybe you widen your stance so you can sink deeper into your front knee. Good. Press down into the pinky edges of both feet. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your front leg. Reach your arm high. This is just like reverse warrior, but with straight legs. Think about lifting up and out of your hip bone. Let your back hand be really light behind you. Keep both legs straight. Breath in. Exhale, triangle. Sass your hips back as you reach forward. And then lower your palm down to the inside of your front leg. Back arm reaches up. You can rest your hands on your ankle or on your shin, but keep it really light so that you're focusing more on your core to lift up. See if you can sit your hips a little bit further towards the back of your mat and the crown of your head forward towards the front of your mat. On your inhale, bring your arm overhead towards the front. Maybe find a soft bend into your front knee. Exhale, low lunge, spiral it down, plant your palms. Inhale, high plank, step your foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, the chaturanga variation. Inhale, bend your knees, crouch down. Exhale, chaturanga, shift forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Big breath out. One more of those full breath in. Exhale. Seal your lips. Find your rhythm in and out through your nose. Use that to reconnect with your space. And then we'll do the other side. Inhale, lift your left heel high. Exhale, knee to left elbow, squeeze and hold. Inhale to lower towards your wrist, hover. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Squeeze your core. One more. Inhale to lower. Last one. Exhale to lift. Good. Inhale, three-legged dog. Press it back. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot through. Keep your back knee lifted. Inhale, low lunge, twist, left arm high. Good. Pause for a moment. Maybe you toe heel your foot out a little wider so that your entire foot can plant down so it feels nice and stable. And then maybe you bring your hand to your low back to open up a little bit more. Find your variation. What makes sense for you today? All right, inhale, reach your arm high wherever you are. Exhale, pyramid variation. Bring your fingers down, straighten into your front leg. So again, for this variation, keep your back heel lifted. Allow it to be really active. And think about pulling your left hip back. Let your right hip come forward. And with every inhale, just start to notice. With every exhale, where can you soften? All right, start to find a bend into your front knee. Maybe your fingers hover. Inhale, crescent lunge as you rise up. Good. Take your time to find your stance. Feeling nice and stable from the ground up. Think about pulling your left hip back. Make sure both hip bones point forward. And then reach up, inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Spiral open, seal your back heel down. Arms open wide. Go gaze down at your front knee. Open it out towards the pinky edge of your foot. Give your legs some space. Ground down through the pinky edges of both feet. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your front leg. Lift your front arm high. As you lift, can you create a little bit more space between your side ribs and your hip bone? Maybe even bring your hip bones towards the front of your mat to create a little bit more lift. Breath in. Exhale, triangle. So your hips back as you reach forward and then down. Bring your arm down to the inside of your front leg. Back arm reaches up. And as you reach up, think about pulling your shoulder back. Really lean your chest behind you and see if you can see your hips a little bit further towards the back of your mat. On your inhale, reach your arm overhead, gaze down. Exhale, low lunge, bring your palms down. Inhale, high plank, step it back. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, inhale to crouch, bend your knee. Exhale, chaturanga, shift forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Big breath out. One more full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Really let your breath take up space. Own your practice. Own the space in your house that you're in. Reconnect to that rhythm of your breath. All right, we'll start to move through that moving with your breath. And as always, my voice is just a guide. So always go at your own pace. Use your breath to guide you through. Find your rhythm. All right, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee to right elbow, squeeze in. Inhale to hover it from the ground to your wrist. Exhale to lift. One more. Inhale to lower, hover. Exhale to lift. Inhale, three-legged dog. Press it back nice and strong. Exhale, low lunge. Step it through. Inhale, low lunge, twist right arm high. Exhale, pyramid variation. Straighten into your front leg. Inhale, crescent lunge. Bend into your front knee. Trust your legs as you rise. Exhale, warrior two. Spiral open. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your front leg. Lift. Exhale, triangle. Hinge forward. Lower your arm down. stay here. Inhale, reach your arm overhead, gaze down. Exhale, low lunge, palms to the ground. Inhale, high plank, step your foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to crouch, bend your knee. Exhale, shift forward, chaturanga, nice and powerful. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Seal your lips. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. With your rhythm, inhale, left heel high. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale to lower, hover your knee. Exhale to lift. One more. Inhale to lower, hover. Exhale to lift. Good. Inhale, three-legged dog. Press it back. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot through. Inhale, low lunge. Twist left arm high. Exhale, pyramid variation. Palm down, straighten into your front leg. Inhale, crescent lunge. Bend into your front knee. Rise. Exhale, warrior two. Spiral open. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your leg. Reach up. Exhale, triangle. Hinge forward. Lower your arm down. Inhale, reach your arm overhead. Gaze down. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high plank. Step your foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog from your belly. Pull back. Inhale to crouch. Bend your knee. Exhale, shift forward. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ooh. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Big breath out. Come down to your knees, child's pose. Sit your hips back to your heels, walk your hands forward. You can also release your arms down by your sides to releasing your shoulders. Maybe bring your knees a little bit wider today, bringing your knees the width of your mat. Maybe drink some water if you need it, like I do. And just give yourself a moment to let your body reset. Maybe acknowledging everything that's already happened on your space without feeling like you need to hold on to anything. Letting all the thoughts pass through you as easily as every breath in and every breath out. Wherever your hands are, maybe start to wiggle your fingers or you roll out your wrists. And then make your way up to a tabletop. Just press yourself up. All right, we're just going to open up your wrists a little bit more. So I will turn to face the camera. So turn your wrists to face the sides of your mat, and then just start to rock from side to side. You can be really gentle in your body. You can pause in any place that feels really nice or that wants some more attention. Know that the closer that you bring your wrists together, the more intense it'll feel. The further that you bring them apart, the more gentle it'll be. All right, bring your palms back. And then bring your left fist onto the ground. And then turn your right fingers to face towards you. And then start to lean forward and back. You should feel this in your forearm. And it doesn't take a lot of movement to really feel this in your wrist. So just kind of let yourself breathe into that stretch to feel that new space that you're creating. All right, bring your palm back, and then this time bring your right fist onto the ground. Flip your left fingers back to face towards you. And then start to lean forward and back. Maybe noticing how it feels on this side. All right, bring both palms down onto the ground. This time, flip your palms up towards the ceiling, fingers face towards you, like a gorilla pose. And then start to rock from side to side. You can even wiggle your fingers. Sometimes that feels really nice. Maybe squeeze your hands into little fists and then open them back up again. All right, and then come to a seat. Shake out your wrists, wiggle it out. Roll out one wrist and then the other. Maybe give your fingers little spirit fingers. All right, so we've done a lot of opening in your inner thighs and lots of work in your arms. So we're going to play around with a little arm balance called hurdler's pose. So if you're familiar with it, this is your time. We can play around with it. Otherwise, I'll show you what it looks like and one of my favorite ways to get into it. So a really good way to prep into it, we'll be using that chaturanga variation that we were doing throughout class. And that's a really good way to kind of work and build up that tricep strength as you shift forward. And it's a really nice way to use that momentum to get into it. So the way that I like to get into hurdlers, you can also get into hurdlers through a lizard lunge, but I feel that this is just more accessible for me. So starting in that downward facing dog, and taking that same approach with that chaturanga variation, you'll start with one leg high. All right, so from here, start by crouching, lift your leg high. On your exhale, shift forward like you're coming into that chaturanga, but this time you're going to bring your knee to your elbow. Actually, I'll do the other leg so you can see better in the camera. Yeah, all right, inhale. Exhale, shift forward, knee to elbow. So notice when you use that momentum, your knee can kind of go a little bit higher, maybe onto your tricep. So you really wanted to get it into that chaturanga position. So from there, breath in, exhale, lean forward, and then maybe you can lean your chest forward a little bit more, maybe straighten that leg, and then maybe your other leg lifts. And that is hurdlers. And that variation is a really nice way to add the posture into a flow. So you can kind of see how you kind of flow with an arm balance. You can go ahead and try that out on both sides if you would like. If there's something else that you would want to play with, you can do that. And remember that the momentum of shifting forward is what will help get the other leg up. And maybe for today, you just work on getting that knee as high as you can on your arm and really keep your elbows squeezed in. You'll feel it a lot in your core. And if you're ready to take a breather, you can just come to a resting pose of your choice. And then wherever you are, focus on using your breath to soften your heart rate, to let it slow down. If you're still playing around and you're really happy doing that, keep doing that. Otherwise, if you're ready to cool down, come to a resting pose of your choice, a seat, child's pose. And then we'll take a full breath in together. And a big breath out. Good, one more full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. All right, come to a seat. And we're just going to move into cow face legs. So just extend your legs out long in front of you first, and then cross your right foot over your left. Lean all the way over onto your left glute so you can swing your leg around. And then start to inch your feet away from your body so that your knees stack on top of the other. And they might stay lifted from the ground. So this is a great time to grab that pillow that I talked about at the beginning of class. You can always place it either under both of your knees or you can place it under your seat. Otherwise, your legs just might have a lot of space between each knee, and that's totally fine. So find wherever feels right for you, and then we'll just hold. So this is a nice counter pose for all of those big hip openings that we've done. Opening in your inner thighs. And we're just allowing ourselves to hold here. One more full breath in. And a full breath out. All right, gently unwind. I like to lean over onto the left side again so I can swing the legs out and then shake it out. You can let your toes tap together as you let it loosen. You can shake out your knees, anything that feels good, and then we'll do the other side. So this time, bend your left knee over your leg. Lean all the way over on your right side so that you can swing your foot up and around. And you can stay here if you're here, or you can start to inch your feet away from one another so that your knees start to stack. And remember, they don't have to touch. For me, there's a lot of space in between my knees on this side. Notice how your breath feels in and out through your body, the physical sensations that come up without bringing any judgment to it, just starting to notice. And whatever isn't serving you anymore, use your breath out to let it go. Gently start to unwind, lean over onto that right side to shake out your legs, to loosen up. All right, and then sit forward onto your knees. And actually, let's lower down onto your back. Lower all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. I have a clip in my hair. All right, lower all the way down onto your back, and then bend your knees so that your feet are on the ground. Moving into figure four, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Figure four. Flex your foot a lot, and then if you want, you can lift your foot off the ground, or you can straighten your leg up towards the ceiling. Maybe grab for the back of your thigh. Sometimes I like to gently place my hand on my right thigh to guide it open, nice and gentle. If you want, you can rock from side to side. Sometimes that feels really nice. All right, keep your knees in this figure four shape, but slide your leg all the way over so that your legs are crossed. And then let your knees fall over to the left for a supine twist. Open your arms out wide. And you can always take a different variation in your legs for a supine twist. And this variation with the crossed legs gets you a little bit deeper into that twist. Maybe gaze over your right shoulder. And let your shoulders just relax onto the ground. A lot of times in this pose, I notice that I still hold a lot of tension in my body. Maybe as you scan through, you notice those areas where you can let go of. On your next inhale, gently rock back to center, unwind your legs, and then we'll do the other side. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh for that figure four. Flex your foot a lot. Maybe lift your foot off the ground or straighten your leg up towards the ceiling. You can also grab for the back of your thigh. Maybe gently guide that left knee open. You can rock from side to side, or you can stay still. Embracing whatever thoughts or feelings or sensations might come up. Keep your legs in this figure four shape, and then just slide your leg all the way over to cross. And then let your knees fall over to your right side for supine twist. Maybe gaze over your left shoulder, but let both shoulders be heavy on the ground. Feeling that space on your left side body. Even letting gravity do the work. On your next inhale, rock back to center. Hug both knees into your chest. If there's anything else that you want to do to complete your practice, you can go there. Otherwise, if you're ready for Shavasana, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, acknowledging everything that's already happened on your space, embracing it all as part of your practice, and maybe giving yourself a mental thank you for making this time for yourself. Full breath in. Exhale, final Shavasana. Release your entire body down. Let go of anything you're still holding on to in your mind or in your body. Relax the muscles in your face and soften your jaw. Even let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. And letting yourself absorb everything you just did on your mat. Maybe as you're still, you take in the sounds around you, wherever you are. Maybe it's sounds of cars on the street, or a light breeze, birds, or maybe animals in your house. Maybe your home air conditioning. Sometimes the hardest part of our practice is getting to be still. Holding space for ourselves. Really sitting with all of our thoughts. Everything that we're feeling. And remember that there's no rush to move. You're welcome to stay here as long as you like. To be in your Shavasana as long as you need. If you're ready to move forward with your day, you can start to bring some movements back into your body. Maybe wiggle your toes and your fingers. You can start to rock your head from side to side. Maybe stretch your arms above your head. Give yourself a nice morning stretch. And then hug your knees into your chest. Gently make your way up to a comfortable seat, however you'd like to get there. Maybe keep your eyes closed, soften your gaze. Take a full breath in through your nose. Easy breath out. Okay, bring your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. We'll bow forward. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to let me know how class went, you can put it in the little chat on YouTube, or if you're not on YouTube, you can also find me on Instagram. My handle is on the title of this video. It's at What's Up with Chu, which is my last name. Yeah, let me know how class went. Let me know how everything felt. And if you can or would like to donate to support the Black Swan teachers, there's a link on the blackswan.com/live page where you can if you'd like to. Otherwise, I'll see you next week, probably same time, same place. If you have any requests for things, you can also let me know too. Let me know on the gram. All right, bye. Bye-bye.